Some builds are impressive, but some make you stop and ask, who in the world thought this would actually work? From massive V8s shoved into tiny cars, to race engines dropped into bodies that were never meant to survive them. These are the 10 wildest engine swaps ever done. Some were built in garages, some were built by dealers, and a few were so extreme, they changed car culture forever. Let's count them down. Number 10. VW Beetle Plus Small Black Chevy V8. The Volkswagen Beetle was never designed for serious power. It was tiny, simple, and built for efficiency. But that didn't stop builders from stuffing a Chevrolet small black V8 into the rear of one of the lightest cars ever made. The result was pure madness. With a lightweight shell and a powerful V8, these builds often became wheelie machines. Launches were violent, traction was unpredictable, and the short wheelbase made every pull feel dangerous. What made it wild wasn't just the swap itself, it was how completely it changed the Beetle's personality. A car once known for fuel economy suddenly became a straight-line monster. Tiny economy car, huge American V8, absolute chaos. Number 9. Mazda Miata Plus LS V8. The Mazda Miata already had one thing going for it: balance. Then someone decided to ruin that balance in the best way possible by dropping in a Chevrolet LS V8. Suddenly, a lightweight roadster turned into a machine with nearly double or triple the original power. What made the swap so legendary was how surprisingly well it worked. The LS was compact enough to fit, and once installed, the Miata kept much of its nimble feel while becoming brutally fast in a straight line. The swap became famous because it felt wrong on paper, but incredible in reality. The result was one of the most fun power-to-weight combinations ever built. A tiny roadster with V8 muscle car power. Number 8. Mini Cooper Plus Hayabusa Engine. This is the kind of build that sounds fake until you actually hear it scream. Builders took the legendary Suzuki Hayabusa motorcycle engine and dropped it into the tiny body of a classic Mini Cooper. The result wasn't huge horsepower, it was insane RPM madness. Because the Hayabusa engine revs so high, that Mini became incredibly fast in short bursts, with razor-sharp throttle response, and a sound unlike any normal car. What made it wild was the complete mismatch of expectations. It looked like a harmless classic city car, but once it hit high revs, it behaved like a race car with doors, a motorcycle heart inside one of the smallest cars ever built. Number 7. Ford Pinto Plus 427 Big Black. The Ford Pinto was already infamous, but someone decided it needed even more danger. Dropping a 427 Big Black into a Pinto created one of the most terrifying power-to-weight combinations ever attempted. The front end became unbelievably heavy. Traction was nearly impossible to manage, and launches often felt like the car wanted to twist itself apart. This wasn't a build for comfort or logic. It was built purely to shock people. And it did. Because nobody expected a small commuter hatchback to sound and move like a drag strip monster. A tiny body with far too much engine. Number 6. Classic Mustang Plus Hellcat Swap. This is where old school cool meets modern insanity. Builders started taking first-generation Mustangs and replacing their classic V8s with the modern supercharged Hellcat engine. The result was an old 1960s body with over 700 horsepower. What makes this swap wild is the contrast. From the outside, it still looks like a beautiful vintage Mustang, but underneath, it has the heart of a modern supercharged monster. These builds combine nostalgia with pure brutality, often making them faster than most modern supercars. A classic icon with modern supercharged rage. Quick question. Which engine swap here would you actually dare to drive? And which one feels completely insane? Drop it in the comments. Number 5. Datsun 240Z Plus Corvette LS3. The Datsun 240Z was already lightweight and beautiful. Then, builders started adding the Corvette LS3. This created one of the cleanest and most respected engine swaps in car culture. The LS3 brought huge V8 power while keeping the car balanced enough to still feel precise. What made it special was how factory-like it felt. Unlike some crazy swaps, this one actually looked like it belonged there. But once the throttle opened, the classic Z turned into an absolute street missile. Japanese classic styling with American V8 violence. Number 4. Porsche 911 Plus Chevy V8. Swapping a Chevy V8 into a Porsche 911 sounds almost illegal, but builders did it anyway. The result was a car that kept the legendary 911 shape while gaining a huge boost in torque and straight-line speed. What made it wild was the challenge. The rear engine layout already makes the 911 unique. Adding a larger American V8 made the balance even more extreme. When done right though, these swaps became brutally fast and shockingly effective. German precision meets American muscle. Number 3. Fox Body Mustang Plus Twin Turbo Coyote. The Fox Body Mustang is already a legend, but add a modern Twin Turbo Coyote V8 and it becomes a monster. These builds regularly push over 1,000 horsepower, making them drag strip weapons. What makes this swap so crazy is how perfect the Fox body shell is for straight-line speed. Lightweight, simple, and easy to modify. With twin turbos, these cars become absolute rockets. 1,000 plus horsepower and a lightweight street legend. Number 2. Mazda RX-7 Plus 2JZ. The Mazda RX-7 became legendary because of its lightweight chassis, sharp handling, and unique rotary engine. But as much as enthusiasts love the rotary, it also came with one major problem: reliability. That's why the 2JZ swap became one of the most famous engine swaps ever done. By replacing the rotary with Toyota's legendary 2JZ inline-6, builders transformed the RX-7 into something even more extreme. The 2JZ brought durability, massive turbo potential, and the ability to produce huge horsepower numbers without sacrificing daily drivability. What made this swap so respected was how perfectly it matched the RX-7's character. The car kept its sleek design, balanced chassis, and iconic street presence, but now had the kind of power usually associated with Supras and dedicated drag builds. The result was a machine that looked elegant, handled beautifully, and delivered brutal straight-line speed. RX-7 style with Supra-level power and legendary reliability. Number 1. Chevy S10 Plus Viper V10. At number 1 is pure insanity. The Chevy S10 with a Viper V10 swap. The S10 was originally built as a simple lightweight pickup truck, never intended for extreme speed or brutal power. But once builders dropped in Dodge's massive 8.0-liter Viper V10, everything changed. This is the kind of engine swap that sounds impossible on paper. The V10 is enormous, heavy, and produces massive torque, which means fitting it into the compact S10 chassis requires serious fabrication and creativity. But when it's done right, the result is unforgettable. The lightweight truck body, combined with the savage torque of the V10, creates explosive acceleration, brutal launches, and one of the wildest engine sounds imaginable. It doesn't just move fast, it shocks everyone who sees it. What makes it the craziest swap is the surprise factor. Nobody expects a small pickup truck to sound like a supercar and launch like a dragster. A pickup truck with supercar-level madness. Engine swaps have always been about one thing: breaking the rules of what a car was supposed to be. Sometimes the results were beautiful, sometimes they were terrifying, and sometimes they became legends. But every one of these builds proves the same thing. Car culture has always been driven by people willing to try the impossible. So now the question is, which swap was the wildest to you? And more importantly, which one would you actually build?